Everyone loves that feeling of looking towards their next watch purchase. So how long should you actually save for a watch? So I recently noticed that 65% of you guys set watch purchase goals for yourself. Over 40% of you follow the well-known system: short term, medium term, and long term. This was the most popular selection from our community post on YouTube. And if you're subscribed, you'll automatically be able to see and interact with these future polls. So this begs the question: how long should you save for a watch? Now there's one key auxiliary question in order to contextualize this one, and that is, what level of watch do you want? Okay, that deserves a bit more explanation. By level, I'm not talking about Nico's system of tiers. I'm actually drawing reference to your very own ideology of superiority within watches. This is most certainly not the same for everyone else. For example, you may consider a Submariner the coolest watch under 10k, whereas I may actually think it's the Frederic Constant High Life Perpetual Calendar reference FC775N4N86B. Okay, yeah, fine, I love that watch, but let's carry on. So levels. Everyone has an idea of value for each budget. You have your go-to brand for under 1k, under 5k, and under 10k watches. As a watch enthusiast, you already know what you like within those budgets, most likely. So tying this to the overarching question of how long should you save for a watch? Well, it depends on the level of watch that you've decided to save for. Let's say there's level 0, 1, 2, and 3 in order of ascending price. These unpriced levels help us account for the first auxiliary question. Maybe level 1 is $15, maybe it's $5,000, maybe level 3 is $100, or maybe it's the GDP of a small country. Level 0, on the other hand, would be something you'd get instantly without much thought. Maybe it's an accessory like a strap from Standard Time, perhaps the Standard Time NATOs. Yep, check it out, link in description. Okay, so let's proceed with these three placeholder levels. Let's say level 1 is sub 100. I call this level Vostok, because that's my go-to for a watch under 100. Maybe it's G-Shock to you. So you've decided that level 1 is a short-term watch goal. Perhaps you've got some excuse to justify buying another watch, let's say a project at work. Now, you decide that you'll get a watch at the end of it, and you've already placed the order because Vostok takes ages to ship to you. So how long should you save for the level 1 watch? I'd say a few weeks, maybe a day, simply something in the very short term. Now let's say level 2 is sub 5k. I call this level Grand Seiko. Now here is where the strong forces of reasoning begin to apply. If it takes a year for you to save for a level 2 watch, would you rather just skip out on the level 1 watches and get the level 2 in a shorter time span? Well, it depends. Additionally, within level 2, two watches could be of very different price points. One could be double the price of the other, but still in the same level. For example, maybe you consider a Nomos of the same caliber as an Omega. Now, the Omega could cost double the Nomos, but still be under 5k. Now 5k is just a yardstick, so it's all relative anyway. Now, do you pick the lesser one? Well, in terms of price, that is, the less expensive one, just because you want to get something new quicker, because everybody wants their next watch as soon as possible? Or do you hold out and get the more expensive one in a longer time frame? Or even maybe you fall into the trap of, let me get the less expensive one now and I'll eventually get the more expensive one later. There's always time. But if you do this, maybe you're actually eating into level 3 goals. So this is really where the short-term, mid-term, long-term theory comes together or falls apart entirely. So how long should you save for this level? Well, I would say 2 years or less, but at the end of the day, it really depends on your will. Now let's have a look at level 3. Level 3, let's say it's 10k. Let's call it level retail Rolex, because that's what most of you like, as evidenced by the polls. Maybe retail Rolex is actually level 2 to you, but let's stick with this. So how long should you save for a level 3 watch? Well, to me, 3 years is pretty long term, and well, it matches with level 3. Maybe it's 5 plus for you, but if you go too far into the future, it just becomes a dream and not something really worth pondering right now. Ideally, level 2 is where one would focus most of their efforts at the moment. Perhaps there's technically even no level 3, only in theory. Why? Because once you achieve a level 2 watch, perhaps your levels are just adjusted for self-inflation, and theoretically, level 3 drops down to level 2. And maybe in practice, there can never be a level 3 watch. So let's try to conclude with something more concrete. How long should you save for a watch? Well, if it's a level 1 watch, it doesn't really matter, but nevertheless try to tie it to something meaningful so you feel better about the purchase. Level 2 would ask for a more methodical thought process. The duration is not necessarily the yardstick here. More important is the concrete understanding of yourself. Level 3 is currently a mirage. Maybe it's an oasis, maybe it's a dream. Regardless, you continue working towards it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think of this video. It's quite different from the usual content, but it's fun getting a little bit philosophical every now and then. Share in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Cheers.